أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. O Lord, provide us the goodness of this world and whatever this world points to, and protect us from falsehood, wrongdoings, and all sort of negativity. Inshallah. Ameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Happy Sunday. Inshallah, everybody is doing well. We will pick up with our conversation, discussion, or whatever you want to call it, on At-Tayyatu Lillah, Wassalawatu At-Tayyibatu, Assalamu Alaikum, Hayyun Nabiyyu, Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuhu. With the sixth ray. So really, what does all this mean? We may utter it during prayers, but at the end of the day, like, what is everything that I'm uttering, murmuring, expressing out really means for me? And am I actually psyched, thrilled when I'm saying all this? Who am I saying it to? And yeah, what is my overall state of being with this? So, you know, this is our third session on the sixth ray, page 118. I think we should go over it a little more. I know we did cover last Sunday about At-Tayyatu Lillah, like, who am I expressing this to? It's like, you know how we say, Viva somebody, or long live the king. So that's just like a direct expression on behalf of everything around me. I'm just saying, hey, salutations to God, or oh, my sustainer. So long live the king, long live the creator of the universe. So it's like a powerful and intriguing greetings to somebody. At-Tayyatu Lillah. Like, hey, long live you, the creator. I'm not saying, hey, salam, the creator, howdy, right? Nothing like that, but long live the creator. So At-Tayyatu Lillah, salutations to God. I don't know if there's more to it. So At-Tayyatu Lillah, wassalawat. And then I'm acknowledging the people in creation that help me connect with my creator. And historically, it's known that messengers and the prophets have been employed by the creator of the universe to let us know what our existence means and what our existence points to. So when I say, hey, long live the creator, At-Tayyatu Lillah, Wassalawatu Wat-Tayyibatu, so I'm also saying, hey, also salutation to God's most noble messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, just like Nursi here is mentioning, because how else would I get to know my state of being, my human condition? Here I am going through life journey from babyhood, adulthood, middle age, senior, and then trying to wait, like, what is it? Okay, you know, what's the lifespan usually? Okay, 100 years. Okay, so let me, you know, how do I keep going on in this journey? And whatever I do throughout my stages, you know, we go to school, we try to benefit from creation. We follow the order in existence. We have generations of our kids, then grandkids, but like, so what am I expressing? Because I'm supposed to be enjoying these stages of existence, so at the same time I should be saying salutations to God, At-Tahiyyatu Lillah, thank you for putting me on this vast journey of the human being traversing through different epochs, even within myself. So this is what I so far understood and comprehended about At-Tahiyyatu Lillah wa Salawat. And then what Tayyibat? So what Tayyibat is, not sure. Like there's a lot to it, right? So I get it. Okay. So I am very grateful to my creator for putting me on this journey, on this travel. Or I remember growing up, I guess my dad would travel a lot, so it would be very exciting. Yay, we're going to a new country. Woo-hoo, let's pack up. So that's exciting, but like somebody sends you there. It's like an official of a certain country who sends you as a foreign employee to another country. And then you're like, yeah. So same thing, I should be feeling the same experience while I'm here in this universe that, hey, someone has sent me and you and everybody as an official here in the universe, to be exploring it, to be enjoying it, to be doing something with it. But I know that I'm not here permanently. So usually we would go for maybe 6 years, 5 years, and then so on and so forth. So same thing, we all know we're in this universe, but we're not here like forever. We're here either maybe, I don't know, maybe until 15 years, 20 years, 5 years, a month, 60 years, 80, we don't know. So everybody has their own timing, but what do I do with this? What do I do as being an envoy of my creator here? Do I even feel it? Yeah, I think that's my biggest dilemma, because I do utter these At-Tahiyyatu Lillah, but like there's no excitement, I'm like, okay, whatever I'm doing. But now I think the more we connect with the universe, the more we experience like why am I given existence every morning? So that should be a way to express out At-Tahiyyatu Lillah, right? Like, oh, thank you for sending me again this morning here in the universe. So I'm very grateful. So let me explore it. So Tayyibat, good things. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I took away from At-Tahiyyatu Lillahi wa Salawat. But Tayyibat, I'm not sure what Tayyibat means.
Benedictions, good people's prayers.
Benedictions.
Good people, it means purified people's sincere prayers goes to or extended to God. Okay. They are thankful for everything they receive. They are very much conscious of what Allah has graced upon them, and they are expressing their praise to God. There is acknowledgement of God. So we are acknowledging that those people who are aware of the reality of this world, also they present their thankfulness, their gratefulness to God. Tayyibat. It means the prayers of the good people, really perfect. No one is perfect, but
so we're acknowledging that too.
Yeah, and also what they are happy with goes to God.
What they're happy with, like those, like
with
I'm
their
talking-
creation, with the revelation they received from God, the guidance from God, and what they say, oh, Alhamdulillah, thank you, praise be to God. So their thankfulness is presented to God, and I confirm it. When I say At-Tahiyyatu Lillah, Tahiyyat is for God.
Tahiyyat is for God.
Good people's prayers also is for God.
Okay. Oh, pretty much. So when I say At-Tahiyyat, it's just bringing in everyone's prayer in it as well.
Yeah, including the other people's prayer. First, at the first stage, living beings proclaiming God, At-Tahiyyat. And then Al-Mubarakat, especially among the living beings, the seeds and eggs, they are also, if you look at them at the first stage, they are nothing, almost a closed box, small box, you don't know what to do. As they expose what is secret in them, it means the plan is there, but they are created in such a way that the seed becomes a tree. In this disposition, they are declaring God's glory, Mubarakat, increasing, developing, improving the manifestations of God. They are not increasing the manifestations of natural laws, for example. When we say Al-Mubarakatu Lillah, or their disposition, their displaying is also for God. I acknowledge this. Simply because, put it in a simple way, when the tree and animals, living beings grow, as they grow, they praise God even more and more explicitly.
This is good. Yeah, everything's displaced for the creator of the universe.
Yeah, that's why Al-Mubarakat is important. Although in Hanafi tradition, we don't say Mubarakat, but I added, it is in Shafi tradition.
It's interesting.
Maliki tradition.
So like a watermelon, when it gets ripe, it's displaying.
Yeah. And the seed also. Look, afterwards, seed, what it demonstrates all the stages from the very beginning to its fruit, watermelon itself. All the stages are the demonstrations of God's qualities.
Anything. We're boiling water, we're putting tea bag in it.
Yeah.
Like it changes color. Like if I'm not witnessing this, then it doesn't come out like a tayyat. Like, you know how sometimes you're in a jolly mood and you just kind of hum some songs or rhythm, that like that. So I think that's maybe the idea behind a tayyat. You're just like totally mesmerized with creation and its creator, subhanallah. And at-tayyibat, that's an interesting point. Like even people, we say pious people, like good people, like they're living according to their human nature. So even that's a display of the creator's creation. All right, alhamdulillah, thank you. This was very beneficial. So Adam is asking, is there a correlation between at-tayyatu lillah, mubarakat, salawatu, and revelation? So the question is there a correlation between at-tayyatu lillah, mubarakat, salawat, and revelation? Revelation. Okay, so I think the first 3 points, at-tayyatu lillah, mubarakat, and salawat, what the way Brother Ali sort of summarized, with the creation around us displaying salutation of its creator, and revelation. I mean, to me, it's yes, because revelation is just telling me what am I, my human nature. So I would say yes to your answer, but I'm seeing what everybody else is going to.
We can talk about in 2 revelations. One is revelation through the quality or the name of God, which is irada, murid. God's will reflects in creation in an external form. This external form is the revelation of God's power, God's knowledge, etc. Now, this is what the creation witnessing to God, and also revelation in the form of speech. I think he meant revelation in the form of speech. Creation, the universe is a revelation, revealing the qualities of its creator. On the other hand, the speech of God, also revelation, explaining the reality of this universe and the reality of human beings. Of course, they have to work together. There must be a correlation between it. Tayyibat, particularly, is mentioned in Salawat and Tayyibat, those people who are educated under the guidance of the speech of God, words of God, which is now in terms of Islam, the Quran. So they purify themselves from shirk, if you like, not committing, not attributing any divine quality to anything else. Their point of object of worship also is God. And we are saying, yeah, I agree with those people's conclusions. So it includes revelation as well.
Oh, interesting. Good point. Yeah, thank you.
For the human, because human consciousness works through two ways. By observing the creation, external existence out there, and also by understanding the speech of the creator in the form of words, verbal explanations. So those people combine two of them and present their conclusion to God. And I am saying, I agree with them. I confirm them. Although I may not be able as articulate as they are, as perfect as they are, but I confirm them. I know. Yeah.
I joined them.
I joined them, yeah.
That's interesting. Very good point about how revelation, or what we call speech of God, there's an external side, like what we see in creation, and then there's the written part, the explanation. I cannot just follow just the outside, oh yeah, this is great, subhanAllah, and ignore the written explanation. Or I cannot just follow the explanation and ignore the outside. Like, then there's a discrepancy. What am I doing really with my life? So there's gotta be a mutual correlation with everything. So otherwise, I mean, I don't know. Life is just.
I can say during the Salah, it's very important tayyat. Without tayyat, perform the Salah.
Good point. So without a tayyat, can we perform the salah? This seems to be a main, very important component.
And prayers, our prayers. When we need something, what we want, we say, my need must be satisfied. We are praying. Either we are praying somebody else, something else. For example, oh, if only the weather permits. Look at the language in English we use. If weather permits, I will come. But this tayyibat, I need to come to you. But what I pray for in order to satisfy my need, God, salawatu lillah, not a salawatu for weather, lil hawa or atmosphere. Our prayers,
Wow.
lillah.
Interesting. So being conscious of like our
Yeah.
thought process.
That's why we are advised to say, Insha'Allah, I will come. Insha'Allah, it will rain. Insha'Allah, it will rain. Not because of the season, it will rain. Season is created by God, arranged by God.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Any more comments from anybody? Alrighty. So, do you have something? Okay. So then, alhamdulillah, this is good with that, yeah. Okay, and then we like the way it goes on, it just becomes a circle. Then you salute or you confirm again messengership, right, at the end. Okay. All right, good. So we're good with this, inshallah. Then we can start with the last paragraph, Gabriel.
Okay.
Do you want to do that, or you want to continue with it?
If you want to
Sure, we can, yes.
summarize this one, Almighty God saying that night, peace be upon you, O prophet. So on that time, it means in the ascension, during the ascension night, God replied back, Assalamu alayka, peace be upon you, O prophet. Now, what we are doing now, since we are not God, we are commemorating this event, if you like, remembering this event, and say that God wished peace or willed peace on the prophet. I will send my peace, salawat, on the prophet. So in our prayers, when we say tahiyyatu, as-salawatu, al-mubarakatu, al-tayyibatu lillah, assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiy. I am saying, I am asking God, please God, give peace to the prophet. It means I accept it, I confirm it. Yeah, I am happy with it, and please help me to go by it. Now, because you replied back in this way, so in my position, I'm not God to say to the prophet, oh, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, welcome Muhammad, something like that. So what I will say, I will take my position instead, taking the lesson from God's reply. If God's wished or willed the peace on the prophet, why shouldn't I? I should also will the peace on the prophet. So I should say, Assalamu alaikum ayyuhan nabi, because you deserve the salawat prayer. God praised you, I am joining as well from my side.
Good one.
It is a kind of, if you like, imitation of the ascension night in my personal life. Just that remembering, imitating, repeating, remembering. Inshallah.
Inshallah. It's good.
Okay, so Almighty God saying that night, peace be upon you, O prophet, was an indication and indirect command that in the future, hundreds of millions of people would say at least 10 times daily, peace be upon you, O prophet. The divine greeting afforded the words an extensive light and lofty meaning.
Amen. I think we talked about it, imitated by millions of people.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Okay. Similarly, the noble messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, replying to the greeting by saying, peace be upon us and upon all God's righteous servants, expressed that he was requesting his creator hopefully and beseechingly that in the future his vast community and the righteous members of it would reflect Islam, which represents the divine greeting. And that all his community would greet each other, peace be upon you and peace be upon you, which between believers is a universal mark of Islam.
When we say Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu, we are just, if you like, imitating God's, and accepting actually, imitating is not a good word, accepting and confirming his blessings on the prophet. And we say Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu from our perspective. And also the prophet accepted, when I say somebody Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, alaykum assalam. Yeah. like responding back from the prophet to the God's peace, wishing peace, willing peace on the prophet. He said, Assalamu alayna. We have accepted it. وَعَلَى عِبَادِ اللَّهِ الصَّالِحِينَ. Not only me and our community, but all those worshippers of God. How is it translated here? Righteous servants. Righteous servants is interesting. Who are the righteous servants? Without deviating in their obedience of God, who are the righteous ones? All the galaxies, all the atoms, all the creatures, some of the human beings, some of us. Yeah. So righteous people. We also say, as confirming prophets' prayer, we again follow the prophetic prayer and say, Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salih. When we say Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu, we follow the God's response. And when we say Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin, we confirm and follow the prophet's prayer. So we have to have this vision. Miraj, the ascension took place between God, the prophet, and Gabriel. So how about me? Now we have to take it to our position. And when I say Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin, what do I mean? So I am following the prophetic example here, or the example of the prophet.
It's like replying back to his creator. So I'm like, yeah, me too.
It means, yeah, please, yes, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam. And of course, we cannot say wa alaikum assalam to God. We say Assalamu alayna in the form of prayer. Okay, peace be upon us. We can say peace be to you. It means God is peace. He is the peace. And Allahumma anta salam, wa minka salam. Yeah, he is the peace. Peace is from you. I'm saying peace be upon you. Doesn't make sense. So we take it on us. It is a prayer. It's a prayer. May peace be upon us. It means it's a prayer. And all the creatures who perform God's command, if you like, God's will perfectly and manifest it. Except some people.
Are you going to say something?
I'm digesting.
Yeah. Like you're saying, we cannot directly say Walaikum Assalam to the creator, but like, so what am I offering then?
Turn it into a prayer from God, asking God to give me peace, to give us peace.
It's like getting blessings.
That's what we need. Yeah. That's what we need.
Oh, okay.
So
Declaring it, acknowledging it, we need peace from God.
So pretty much anything we're uttering comes back to us. It's like the acknowledgement. You say, hey, hola, like hi, or sorry, Atayat, like long live the creator, but it comes back to me at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like going through the whole process because I'm in need of this. I'm in need of, like if somebody said, Allahu
long
Akbar.
live is your acknowledgement, conscious acknowledgement of this fact.
No, yeah. But like when I'm saying Allah, whoever God is with, I'm expressing something like, hey, I acknowledge that you're the greatest one.
Yeah.
So same thing with this, when I say, hey, somebody says salam, like when I'm interacting with creation, it's like, oh, somebody's conveying a message. So I'm like, oh, yeah, walaikum assalam. Like, how do I express this out is I mean, I can utter it, but essentially it's coming back to me.
Because with the recognition of who is peace coming from, that's
Who's
where it
peace?
comes back.
Oh, I see. With the recognition.
Salam
who's-
is peace.
Okay. So I know peace is coming from you. So okay, so it's like a lot of inner dialogue going on,
Yeah.
but like
And
it might-
we need it. We need it.
Yeah.
It means
Interesting. Adam is asking, what is the idea of peace here coming out of Tahiyatu, etc.?
no, what
What's
is
the correlation?
sorry, what is
What is the idea of peace here coming out of Tahiyatu? What's the correlation?
tayyat? Sayyat. Which one?
Tahiyatu, etc.
Maybe
Tahiyyat.
Adam can speak, maybe.
Tahiyyat, he says.
Yeah, Tahiyatu.
No, still I didn't cut the word. Tahiyyat.
Tahiyat.
Does he say tahiyyat?
He's saying Tahiyatu and etc. like this.
What is the idea of peace here coming out of tahiyyat? No, tahiyyat, not peace. Tahiyyat means salutations,
Mm.
respect. To express somebody, for example, in the worldly life, if you want to express your acknowledgement of the authority of the king, what you say, long live,
Yeah.
it means salute, it means viva king.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, this is an acknowledgement.
Really.
And at the same time, it is a respect, obedience. Tahiyya means this. So tahiyya is not prayer. Tahiyya means expressing your acceptance of the authority of God as the divine being and respecting him, respecting his authority and declaring your obedience to it. If someone says, Viva God, Viva King, what does it mean? I am ready to obey whatever you issue as a verdict or law, whatever, I'm ready to do that. So at-tahiyyatu lillah means also transferring your attitude, your understanding of your position to God, presenting, I know you are my owner, I am your property, if you like. I know you are the one you order, I am the one who obeys. Now, this relationship, it is not a prayer. That's why we cannot say, Assalamu alayka ya Allah. Yeah, we cannot say that.
Why?
He is the source of
Yes,
peace.
yes, yes.
But we just acknowledge. As you said, it was a good point, actually. I said, oh, that's a good point. When I say God is the great, God is great, and Allahu Akbar, what am I doing? I am acknowledging his greatness for me. I'm expressing that I acknowledge you. It means salutations. To a certain extent, salutation. So that's it. The answer is, it's not a prayer. Yes.
Why can't we say the other thing that the
Salam to
yalla, yeah,
God,
yeah.
because he's the source of salam.
So I can only say, oh, long live the king, but I cannot say salam. Hey, salam.
For example, wishing a peaceful life for the king. But it's a bad example. King will say, look, I am saving you. You are not saving me. My authority is saving you. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Take care of your neediness.
Okay, that makes sense now. So yeah, so peace.
Yeah.
You're the source of peace. So what am I saying? Hey, peace
Yeah.
to you. Like
Now you
what?
say long live
I
God.
see. Oh.
He's the
Long
source
live
of-
God.
Yeah.
He is
He's
the source of life. What do you mean long live?
Wow, it's interesting.
But the translation is very difficult for tahiyyat because in Arabic, I think we talked before, tahiyyat comes from hayy. It means the living beings declare your glory, it means. And I joined them, I confirmed them, and I brought their declaration of your glory. It means their proclamation of your glory, I am presenting to you. It means I acknowledge you through these declarations.
SubhanAllah. So
Yeah,
I
it's a
think-
relationship between me and my God.
Yeah.
Which kind of relationship should I have?
Wow. I'm speechless right now. Hey guys, how's it going? Wow,
So-
go ahead.
Just acknowledge what I have my understanding of God and present it to him. That's what I can do. Otherwise, when I worship, do you think God will feel great, or you say everybody's bowing in front of me? He is Akbar, you know. But I am expressing that you are the great being. You are great. It means beyond reach, unimaginable. So I'm declaring it. That is my position. And the God's reply will be, yeah, what you are saying is correct. Reality. Yeah. Well done.
SubhanAllah. Wow. Interesting. Wait.
No, it's a very interesting subject,
It's
actually.
like what
This
I've been doing
tashahhud,
all this year.
we call it tahiyyat.
Oh,
It's a
man.
very interesting communication. We are experiencing within our capacity the ascension
Hmm.
in our capacity. I mean, it's a small example, miniature example of ascension in our life. If I don't know, I'm not aware of what I'm doing while I'm praying, but it should be this way. That is ideally, it should be. Inshallah, inshallah.
Actually, I'm just
We
learning
will be
religion
successful.
right now. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Wow. Alrighty. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Is there any comments? Any from anybody?
In another place, the same author gives the example of a commander of a regiment or a
Right.
section in the army. What? Regiment? Yeah, commander of a regiment. Now, the commander of a regiment gets the regiment ready, and everybody is ready to receive the command of the commander-in-chief. So regiment says, salutations to you. It means, I am ready to serve you. Whatever you command, I am ready to do it. If you say, go to war, war. Fire, fire. This is called tahiyya, salutations. Yeah, it means the commander, the regiment commander is just representing the readiness of the soldiers behind them, under his command. So human beings are the commanders of the other unconscious, material existence. So that's why we have to bear in mind that when I say Iyyaka na'budu, I am speaking, we all creatures worship you alone. We are ready to obey, and they are already obeying, but I am aware of their obedience, and as a conscious person, human being with a free will, I am choosing to obey you and join them as well and represent their worship as the caliph of them, vicegerent of God acting on earth. As the Quran says, go to the earth, وَلَكُمْ في الأرض ولكم في الأرض مستقر ومتاع إلى حين. With a period, limited period, you will have an mustaqar. It means somewhere you settle down, and we are created here, but within a period of lifespan, and meta'un, some things that we eat, benefit, breathe, and use, yeah, but for a period. So the earth is for us a temporary place where we represent the worship of the other creatures on earth, or including the earth, in the heavens as much as we know. We represent their worship and consciously, verbally present to God, Iyyaka na'budu, all of us. It means my regiment of the universe is ready and already worshiping. It's beautiful. this consciousness is a great thing. That's why prayer is everything, actually. The 5 daily prayer is everything. It summarizes what we are. Inshallah, consciously. May Allah give us an opportunity to perform it consciously. It's beautiful.
It is amazing.
It makes the life meaningful.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the way it's presented right now. Like,
yeah.
like
We
what have I been
forget that.
doing?
We
Sleeping?
forget. We forget that we are the caliph. Caliph doesn't mean acts on its own. For example, if a caliph, it means the administrator managing the earth. For example, I can manage what I can do. I can cut a tree and I can plant another thing there, maybe slaughter an animal. Yeah, we can all do, whether breed an animal, feed an animal, or not feed an animal. I'm free, isn't it? So, because God said, okay, go and act on behalf of me, but Caliph is not allowed to disobey the owner of this universe, the will of the owner of the universe. It means, it isn't just an example. A king is there, and king appointed, let's say, a mayor or a governor in New York City, New York State. Now, what does New York State governor act on behalf of White House? White House puts the rules, governor applies it. Now, when the governor comes to the White House and speaks to the authority, the president, what does he say? We, New Yorkers, need this. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. It's an example. I mean, it is just an analogy we have to understand. So we in the prayer, we go to White House. It means God's acknowledge God's authority over us and say, we need your help. Every need is provided by you. We acknowledge it. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. So beautiful. I mean, very meaningful. When you are, I mean, we think that, for example, let's go, we went out into a forest. There are different thousands of trees and thousands of different animals there. We don't feel that I am the caliph. It means responsible commander of this regiment. I mean, inshallah we do, but I don't. I see that I love this tree, but I'm the caliph, man. Don't forget, it is a big responsibility to be caliph. So the commander of the regiment cannot say, I can do anything I want. No, it has to keep an eye on the regiment, whether they are doing their duty or not. If they are doing their duty, you have to say, oh, God, okay, thank you. You are doing, I'm very happy with it. And go to the commander-in-chief. Our regiment is ready for your command. That is salutation. That is at-tahiyyatu lillah. That is iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. This parable, if you like, or analogy, not parable. This analogy, it makes it easy to understand the relationship, but of course, we cannot think of the God as a man. Oh, that's obvious. This is just an analogy. So we have to understand this kind of relationship we are engaging while we are praying.
It's a beautiful.
Okay.
SubhanAllah. Mashallah, this is, yeah, very good. Okay. Any comments from anybody?
Let's go to Gabriel.
Okay, Gabriel, let's see what Gabriel says.
Gabriel, peace be upon him, who took part in the conversation, said that night at the divine command, I testify that there's no God but God, and I testify that Muhammad is God's messenger. So, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Giving the happy news that all the Ummah,
Ummah, community, Muslim community, believers.
Giving the happy news that all the Ummah would testify in that way until the last day.
But Gabriel represents here the carrier of the message. So carrier of the message says that represents the Gabriel, the Jibreel. So what we have to, again, that is what Gabriel did. What am I going to take a lesson from it, or in take the position of Gabriel now? Because Gabriel said, yes, exactly when I bring the message to this person, Muhammad والسلام, it has the right understanding and communication between God and the messenger. So the messenger receives the message and practices it perfectly. I am witnessing this. Look, God acknowledged his prophethood in front of me. It means for me now,
The messenger acknowledged,
The-
or God.
no, Gabriel acknowledged.
Gabriel
Did I say Gabriel or messenger?
Gabriel, it's a
Okay.
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel acknowledged
that
this
is
message. So,
God.
for me now, I will take the Gabriel's position, saying that I too acknowledge. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. So I know, as far as I understand from my observation of the universe, God is the authority over the whole universe. Now, that's it. And as far as I know, from the teachings that I received from the revelation through the prophet, this revelation exactly confirms what I see in the world, and also the universe confirms the truthfulness of the revelation. I understand that the source of revelation is God. The carrier of revelation, prophet, is the real, a perfect person who fulfilled the mission of conveying the message, practicing the message. وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا عَبْدُهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. So Gabriel witnessed this. My position is I should witness that. When I say ashhadu, that's my conclusion. That's why tashahhud is the conclusion, the result of the prayer. So in fact, if you like, as an example, if we liken the prayer to a tree, yeah, root of the tree coming from God, and the appearance of the tree on the surface represents the prophet, and the fruit is the prophet's message. I am benefiting from it and practicing it. The result. So the fruit makes me say or declare, Ashhadu an la ilaha. That is my conclusion.
Yeah.
This is the purpose of the existence of the universe. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. For me, I have to come to this conclusion. Try to reach this conclusion. Don't be negligent of it. That's inshallah.
That's like, wow. This is interesting.
So the Miraj, the ascension is more important in terms of acknowledging the prophethood of Muhammad. Because in order to acknowledge God, you don't have to go to Miraj. But in order to confirm that you are accepted as the messenger, you need to go to Miraj. It means ascend to the point of utmost possible level of recognition of God's authority over you. That's the utmost level for a human being. So that is the prophet. That is why وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا عَبْدُهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. To conclude this is much more important than saying أَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. As far as the religion, the revelation, and being a student of the revelation is concerned, we have to be very careful. Without the revelation, you can conclude that there must be a creator. But without the revelation, you cannot acknowledge the prophet's messengership. How would you? He's a man. Yeah. So Miraj, the ascension is more important to us to pay attention to the reality of Muhammad's being the messenger of God, in my understanding.
It's interesting.
So
Confirming
for most of the people's problem is what? They say, I believe in God. But for religion, I don't know, these people seem to be exploiting other people. Religion is not necessary. I believe in God. I'm a spiritual person. I don't follow any religion. That is the most important responsibility for us. Of course, after accepting the revelation, you improve, you perfect your belief in God. What you mean by God becomes clearer and clearer. But in order to reach this point, you have to go through the training of messenger's message. In order to receive and accept the messenger, you have to study the message, be convinced about it, and confirm that this person brought the true, real message for me. That is why, for human beings to believe in messengership, to follow the instructions of the message which the prophets bring to us, is much more difficult. It is the hardest side, hardest aspect of religious life. To believe in God is just the beginning, necessary, yeah, but it needs perfection. I mean, the belief in God needs to be perfected through after accepting the messenger's message. Without messenger's message, we can just say, there must be a creator. Who is it? There must be something I don't know. Without the messenger's explanation, the message explains, introduce which kind of being it is, God is.
And how can I get into a relationship with that?
Yeah, so how can I communicate with him? That is why those people who don't confirm the messengership, what do? I believe in God, leave the God up there and live their life without connecting it. Because I don't know, he doesn't know, she doesn't know how to communicate with him because he didn't get the instruction. It needs education, it needs training. Religion is a means of training. How to communicate, establish the relationship between me and my God. And most of the people, these humanists or deists, whatever they are called, which kind of, I don't understanding they have, but they find to believe in the messenger and the message, therefore they find to believe and follow a religion is very difficult. That is why generally people don't follow religion, although they believe in God. Isn't that the reality? Yeah. That's what we see.
At that time, people were not
go
believing
in.
that.
Sorry?
People were not believing that time. When
The prophet.
brought the message
Yeah.
from God.
For example, if you stay in front of this door, apartment building entrance, if you ask them genuinely, you believe in God or not, doesn't matter, don't disclose your identity, you will see yes much more than no. But which kind of religious tradition you follow, the proportion drops from 90% to 1%. That is the society. 2%. I don't know, 2%, do you think? Following religion?
a religion.
Like the way it ought to
Process,
be.
probably.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Well, around
2%,
1-2%. But this Jews follow religion. The very, very strict Orthodox Jews. Really, they are very serious than Muslims. On Saturday, if you go to Jewish quarter, everybody is Jew. You know, everything clearly practicing religious this Sabbath. But some Muslims do. Christians, they don't have a religion. They believe in God and Jesus. That's it. They don't know practical life.
Same thing is happening in the Muslim.
Yeah, it is becoming more and more wider and wider now. But unfortunate, that's an unfortunate. Why? Because belief in the prophet is really, compared to belief in God, is very difficult. A man, you will say, a man has received the message, how hard it is. But if you look at the universe, this universe must have a conscious creator. It's easy. Although to get to know God exactly and have a relationship is only possible after believing the prophetic message. That's what we are missing. We usually don't pay attention to this side. When we think that we believe in God, we think that we are following consciously religion. And adjusting our life, not according to our will, but according to the will of God, as it is presented to the prophet, and I received the message through the prophet. That's why Gabriel is the third person here. If you like, you can put yourself, your spirit as Gabriel, your consciousness as Gabriel, in the Gabriel's position, your consciousness say, Ashhadu an la, I'm convinced, I really testify, no doubt that there is no creator but the one who created the universe, God. And I understand now through this conversation what the message of the messenger really confirmed. I understand he is the messenger of God. He is the one who deserves to carry the message to the human beings. So your spirit must acknowledge it. It means you have to train ourselves. We have to work on it. Inshallah. Too much. What did they say? What time is it? I don't know.
It's 5:04.
One more sentence.
Gabriel. Let's come to this last.
Recalling the sacred exchange, the meanings of the words gain in brilliance and comprehensiveness.
So this testimony, the Ashhadu an la ilaha, if we recall this exchange and putting ourselves and really witnessing that.
Recalling, but we have to recall it. Yeah, I think.
Okay. And that's why the repetition in prayer is a recall, like remembering, recalling.
Yeah.
Okay.
By saying consciously this prayer, what we are doing, we are recalling this event and practicing from our perspective. We shouldn't forget. I cannot say, Assalamu alaikum ayyuhan nabi. Now, what God said to the prophet. What am I doing? So I have to practice it in my life. Otherwise, I don't know whether he said it, he didn't say it. I said, that is my conclusion as well. Inshallah.
Okay, so alhamdulillah, this was a very luminous, fruitful discussion, alhamdulillah. So we'll stop here for today, and next Sunday, inshallah, we'll pick up from a strange state of mind that assisted in the unfolding of the above truth. All right, so thank you everybody for joining us in. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Glory be unto you. We have no knowledge save except that which you taught us. Indeed, you are all knowledgeable, all wise.